Well, Brian, congratulations on what I has to imagine feels like a good win. You guys followed up a good offensive performance with a good defensive performance as well. Did it feel particularly important to get the shutout today?
Yeah. I mean, look, it doesn't erase the sting of last November, uh, but it was, a good result. Uh, the team has been riding on a high. So is Galaxy. They came in on a good run of form, so it was going to be a tough game. But, you know, the defending was excellent. I'll use one player in specific because he's got broad shoulders. I didn't think this was Yaimar's best game when he had possession of the ball, but man, he was a beast tonight defensively. Him and Kim Ki-hee were great. I thought Alex Roldan was exceptional. Knew who continues to do a fantastic job against two of the best wingers. Because they switch. They flip Painsil and Peck in the second half. I mean, defensively, the team did well. If I want to continue into the weeds, it all started with Masoski and Jesus. In the first half, we wanted to press higher up the field, and we accomplished that. I mean, in the first half, we could have had 2 goals, 3 goals. We weren't very good in the final third. So to answer your question, defensively, I thought that was a pretty darn good performance defensively.
All right, Jada, we'll go your way next, please.
Thanks. Congratulations on the win, Brian. With Snyder, the first shot, I'm imagining that you maybe didn't appreciate from him, the one that he kind of skied over the net, and then just seeing him score, that seemed to bring a smile to you and your coaching staff. So can you kind of comment a little bit about him and how you're getting?
Well, I'm going to comment on the positive side of things because young players are going to make mistakes, Jada. So I'm not going to criticize a young player for trying something and, the ball doesn't go where he wants it to go or where I want it to go. The kid has tremendous upside. He's a positive young man. He was very happy. And the goal that he actually scored was a great team goal. And so that kid has a bright future if he can, keep going and keep learning. And, the guys all like him because he works hard. So that to me was a positive performance by a young man that, has a lot of potential.
Maz, over to you, please.
Yeah, Brian, in terms of team goal, your third goal, you start off, it's 2-0 at the start of the second half. You're actually a little bit on the back foot, and they were 16 touches, as I counted, on that third goal from Kim Ki-hee making that play to De La Vega and on and on and on and on. You will see the film. But I mean, can you just talk about the team goal and then when it happened? Because they were pressing you a little bit, it seemed like, and then you were able to put the game.
Well, they're the defending MLS champions. They've been on a good run. They had a couple moments in the first half where they pinned us back a little bit. That's momentum swings. I mean, goals change games, Moss. You know that. We scored timely goals. We scored some good goals. We scored some goals that entertained the fans. In this run of games, we've had 26 goals in 8 games. And I don't know if you have your calculator out in front of you, but that's a lot of goals per game.
Mhm.
So, it's all positive there too.
And Jesus's play in front there, and then him and Pedro seemed like they started pivoting a little bit. Can you talk about that relationship, as the game went on?
I'm not so sure they pivoted. Maybe in certain moments, I'll have to look at the tape, Moz. They have the freedom to do that. If Pedro comes inside, Jesus can go wide. But I thought Pedro, lining up on the left-hand side has been, good for the squad. Jesus has been great on the right. Absolutely fantastic on the right-hand side. And I don't know if anybody can replace Albert, but Jesus had a really good shift in Albert's position.
Mm-hmm.
And so that to me brings joy because it shows how, versatile Jesus is, what a good soccer player he is, what a smart soccer player he is. And it provides me with cover. Again, when Craig signed Jesus and he didn't start off well, there were a lot of fans that were like, oh, well, bad, whatever. But Craig was right. Jesus has been a good signing. He's a smart soccer player. And you know me, I love smart soccer players.
Thanks.
All right, reminder to media on the call, if you have a question, to go ahead and please hit that raise hand function button. I'm seeing a couple follow-ups, which is fine. Jada, do you have one?
Yes, I just wanted to ask a little bit about Paul. He had to switch sides, which he's done before, but he again is a catalyst to some of the goals there. So just wanted to get your opinion about the way that he's being able to play.
Well, again, Jada, he's a smart soccer player, so it took him a game and a half to get the hang of the right-hand side because we'd been playing him on the left, and now Pedro's on the left, so Paul's taking a shift over on the right-hand side. The guy just figures out ways how to be impactful in games. He does the work. You can't fault his effort. He runs back, he chases, he fights. It's everything coaches like. But again, what I really appreciate is Paul's ability to kind of cerebrally think about what are the demands of this new position? What do I need to do on the right-hand side that's different on the left-hand side? And he adapts and he makes plays. I mean, that first goal, that was a tremendous ball by Pedro, but it's Paul's effort. It's his hustle. It's his being in the right spot because we tell guys when the ball's over on the left-hand side, we need our right winger to come in. So he's paying attention to what the coaches are telling him. So really, really, love having Paul on the team.
Maz, back to you.
Sorry, Brian. Just in terms of the overall defense, you talked about, but defending MLS champions, they didn't get any big chances, as I'm looking at here, and they didn't get their first shot on goal in the second half. Team defense, what can you say about that today?
Well, I might fast forward that because I talked about that a little bit already. Look,
Yeah.
Andrew to make that save at 2-0. If it goes 2-1, that's a different ball game. Their expected goals was 0.57, which yes, all the stat geeks out there, they're gonna figure that out. That's a good number. But and our expected goals were 4.29. So that's actually really good. But I thought Andrew had to step up in the right moments, and same as a timely goal, timely save kept us in the game.
His ball distribution didn't get a lot of times. What did you think of that? The way
It was okay. I thought, he can get better on that, but that's just a little more seasoning, Moz. He just needs a little more seasoning, feeling the game, understanding the nuances of momentum. But look, he's a talented goalkeeper. He's already proved he can be a starter in this league, so we're lucky to have him.
Thank you. Safe travels.
Last hand I'm seeing is from Jeremiah. Unless there are others, Jeremiah, go ahead and take us home.
Hey, Brian, we've talked about this before, but the number of goal scorers that you've gotten continues to grow with Snyder. It just seems to be that this team has encapsulated that next man up mentality that you have been preaching all along. And does it feel like this team is particularly deep? And what can you say about your ability to sort of keep rolling despite injuries?
Well, some national writer talked about how Craig did a great job because we have the deepest roster in MLS. I happen to believe that as well. I think that the next man up theory is relevant because you can never go from one end of an MLS season to the other without adversity, injuries, things happen. You must have in your pipeline, on your bench, guys that can come in and do the business. And we have that. Now, I would also say kudos to the development side of our club. Mikey Morris at Defiance, everybody, Wade, Craig Gampelmeyer, Henry Browner, all those guys, they do a tremendous job developing the players. Saze is a good example. Snyder's a good example. I mean, we have how many homegrowns on our roster? I mean, there's another whole storyline that you guys can talk about, what a great job that some of our academy staff and our development staff does. Makes my job easier, Jeremiah.